Shalom, brothers and sisters.
We're back, everybody.
Yeah, what a blessing it is to be with brothers in the faith.
Woo.
So we were talking about this this energy, this magnetic effect,
Yes.
and applying it to our to sin and to not sin.
Right.
Let's hear about it.
Okay. Well, when I'm on the walk, and I stumble, I think of it like this. And I'll just for the sake of easiness, I'll put it on a chessboard. So it's like just you go boom, square after square after square. Make it very simple. You got a magnet on one end and a magnet on the other end, and this is the sin magnet, and this is the righteous magnet. All right.
Yep.
And when you start in the middle, let's say your first step is a stumbling step, is a back step.
Boom.
Okay. Boom, you take one step back. Guess what? It's a stronger pull now. Once you step back, it's easier to keep stepping back. And then it's even stronger. And then you stumble, and it's harder for you to get back on the righteous. It's much easier once you fall, boom, boom, boom. And it's exact opposite. Once you take a step towards that righteous magnet, whoa, it's getting even stronger.
Yeah.
And this is the mountain of accountability that I believe we see Isaac on. So at the bottom of the mountain, he asks Dad, Abraham, Dad, where's the sacrifice? Implying that he doesn't know himself that he's going to be sacrificed. Abraham obviously saying, Yah will provide.
That's right.
But at the bottom of the mountain, it would have been, if Abraham had trusted his son Isaac to know that he was the sacrifice, he would have told him, son, you're going to be the sacrifice. But at the bottom of the mountain, I believe he was at the bottom of this, not at the bottom of the magnet scope, but he wasn't at the height of his accountability. But guess what? When they make it all the way up to the top of the mountain, then he's made it all the way up to this righteous, this magnet. And when you make it all the way to the top, it is much easier to accept and do righteously when you're closer to Yah, right? To the peak. And that's what the picture of the mountain, I call it the mountain of accountability right there. And so it's like if you have a YouTube channel, or if you're a minister or something and you've lived all your life, being an example in front of other people, it's much easier for you through this accountability to do righteous and to do good. One, because you have all these eyes watching you, and it just feeds and makes you closer to the magnet.
Yeah, it's that magnet, it's that pull. You start getting that pull to the righteousness.
Exactly. And so you need to surround yourselves with brothers and sisters that keep you accountable. So it's easier for you to, when you're climbing that mountain, that it's easier for that righteous pull.
Hallelujah. And that is so beautiful. And not to get off topic, but I was thinking about faith, right? Yeah. And so how it's amazing. It's amazing, right? And how we have to have faith in the little things and everything. So keeping the Shabbat, it requires faith, and it's a blessing. See, the thing is, it's a blessing, but you need faith to get into the blessing.
Yes.
So a lot of people that love Yah and everything, but they don't have the faith enough to keep the Shabbat, to quit their work, and to give Yah that day, So they need, this is just my mind yesterday.
Your beautiful mind there.
thinking about it requires faith to keep the Shabbat. And that's why I think it's so important,
It's faith building for sure.
Yeah, because it's faith building.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and to go off what you're saying, every action that you do that is let's say a prayer or fasting, keeping the Shabbat, and that's so cool because you get to do that and build faith every week.
Oh,
but praying, interacting with the spiritual, which is what praying and fasting is doing, because you're leaving the world and what the lust of the flesh and all that stuff wants. That's interacting with the world. Interacting with the spiritual realm is going past that and saying, I'm talking to Elohim, who is not literally physically in front of me. Interacting with the spiritual. I'm fasting. I'm not feeding all these things are faith building. Even little things like if you get down on your knees to pray, that is faith building. If you you can show yourself that you're building faith. It's like a reciprocal when you do physical things too to show yourself your faith. Like let's say you another thing is you're gonna take a a bath or something, or like a mikvah, and you're just going to quit that night. You're like, you know what? I'm going to wash away my sins. That's like a spiritual thing, and that's more faith building.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you know, we did a mikvah the other day in the ocean, you know, and it's so refreshing. Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Like it's seriously life-changing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing every single time. Like it's rededicating yourself. It's reinforcing what your belief.
Yes.
You know, which is his word in us, and it's amazing.
So constantly, and faith is something that it doesn't stay level. As we all know, it kind of dwindles, goes up and down. There's strong seasons of faith and weaker seasons of faith. So if you continue to interact with it, make sure every day you try to do something like these faithful acts to keep your faith on top, you know?
Yeah. And like we were saying about the free energy, it's so important that because you know, everything else is there's things out of fear that we do. You know, and we were talking about Adam, that, you know, and the animal nature. You have to name the animals. You want to talk about that?
We can do a separate video.
Yeah, it's long. Yeah. But the point is to just keep on staying encouraged.
Yes.
Knowing that we do things out of love.
Yes.
You know, and that's free energy.
Yeah, and that's interacting with spiritual thing, like we're talking about. Love is like putting somebody else as a priority equal to, like love your neighbor as yourself, or love Yah with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. So putting your love is putting something, Yah, or on a priority above yourself, or somebody above or equal to yourself. And so, but the opposite of love is putting yourself first priority above all those other things, right? And so we need to constantly be loving, which is
and keeping his
spiritual.
Because keeping his commandments is love.
Yes.
You know, and then if you have fear, then you start doubt, and doubt starts putting fear, and you start doubting the truth. Basically, because that's what doubt is. You know, you don't. What else do you doubt?
Yeah.
Sin. You don't doubt sin.
No, doubt creeps in. You doubt faith. You doubt faith. Yeah, exactly. It's doubting everything that's not physical. That's right in front of you, you know, and that's what we gotta avoid.
Yeah. And praise Yah forever.
Yeah.
Love you, brothers and sisters.
Shalom.